Hey guys, this video will be on the thunder rotation, and I'm sorry that I have a very important meeting tomorrow and I have to get prepared for it, so this video will be rather brief. And if you have any questions later, you can just leave them in the comments and I will reply them after my work tomorrow. Okay, so in this video I will just talk about three things. Well, the first is quite simple, that the edit actions will give you an buff for a instant ice 2, right? But this ice 2 you still have to cast it while you have 2 or more stacks of flowing music, because this ice 2 will also be influenced by your flowing music passive. So only if you have this ice 2 cast while you have 2 or more stacks of flowing music, its damage will be increased by 25%. Okay, this is the first thing. It's quite simple. Okay, the second thing is about the edit actions. Well, before the GCD problem, I have to you have to know that how many A directions you can have in a certain lightning phase. You have to pay attention to your remaining time of lightning phase and the cooldown time of your A directions, just to make sure that you will be able to play the last A directions at the end of your lightning phase, right? So if you are in a hurry, you might choose to interrupt yourself in your Ice 1. I mean, stop casting your Ice 1 to cast your A actions as soon as it cools down, precisely as it's cooling down. Okay, so then it's the A action global CD problem. Okay, so there are some cases. The first is that if you are no matter when, if you are playing a actions and it has a redundant action time, or say a GCD, you can cancel it with your Desert Ice or Gentle Thunder or Interruption. Let me show you. Got your Thunder, and oh sorry, I was not choosing the Thundering Bolt. Okay, so you got your 8 actions, right? So 8 actions and Desert Ice. Okay, you see I can directly cast my Ice 1 after I use my Desert Ice to cancel the redundant action, or say the GCD of my 8 actions. Okay, so is the Interruption and Gentle Thunder. So while you have these 3 skills, and the bossing mechanism does not require you to save those skills for the upcoming boss ability or mechanisms, you can use these 3 skills to cancel the GCD of your 8 actions. And you have to consider what is the priority for you to choose among these 3 skills. The Interruption has the shortest CD, so within a 30-second lightning phase, you will be possible to use it twice if you cast the first Interruption to cancel the GCD earlier enough. Right, so is the Desert Ice, but the Gentle Thunder can be used only for one time. But if you are casting your next Thundering phase as soon as possible, which means 60 seconds later, then the earlier you cast your Gentle Thunder this time, the more likely you will be able to cast it to cancel your GCD next time in your next cycle. Okay, so you have to consider which one to cast first to cancel the GCD. The second is that if you don't have these skills to use, you have to think of another way to shorten the GCD of your 8 actions. You have to make sure you have 2 stacks of flowing music at that moment. Then you can cancel it. You can shorten it with your instant Ice 2 or the Note Melody. Let me show you. So if you directly cast your 8 actions, you cannot cast your next Ice 1 immediately. And if you are casting it with only one flowing music buff, and I keep pressing my Ice 2 button, you find out you cannot cast your Ice 2 before the cooldown, before the ending of the GCD. So the only way to solve it is that you cast your 8 actions while you have 2 flowing music buffs like this. Then you can use your instant Ice 2 or your Note Melody to shorten the GCD of your 8 actions. So let me show you. So this is the normal rotation, and you keep 2 stacks, 8 actions, Note Melody. Okay, so there is no GCD, you see. Well, there is a little bit pain. And the second way is have 2 stacks, then 8 directions, and then ICE2. You see? So the ICE2 has the highest systematical priority. You can use it to shorten your like 8 direction GTD. After the very short action time of your instant ICE2, you'll be able to cast your next ICE3. But by doing so, you have to make sure you have 2 stacks of flowing music. Okay. So the GCD problem seems to be very minor, but you have 5 such problems within every minute, or at least 4. Mostly 5, and if you have your mirror heart in lightning to extend this time, you might have 6. And in the CN server, if you have 67, if you have 70 something haste, 70 something percent sprint, you might you might go into like 7 or even 8 cases of such a problem in the cycle. So that is huge influence to the DPS. So then it's the third problem, it's the mirror heart problem. So first is which mirror heart to use. Ice, fire, or lightning. So first we like exclude ice, right? Ice is for PvP. So in lightning phase, we can choose the lightning mirror heart because it extends your lightning phase, and longer lightning phase, the more likely you can cast an additional 8 directions, right? But still, doing so will cost you higher mana shortage problem because the fire mirror heart gives you more mana restore, right? So you have to like decide between. But outside your lightning phase, you always use fire mirror heart. Okay, so then is the timing of its using. The same principle behind is just like what I talked about in the previous video on ice melody rotation. Okay, you just try to save more resource. By resource, I mean the already cast but not exploding note melody, and those stacks of possible instant ICE2s. I mean, this time it's not only from the stacks of flowing music, but also possible 8 direction buff. Okay, so the best way of its casting is like this. You have 4 or 5 stacks of flowing music and note melody, and after note melody, you cast your mirror heart, right? Like this. So let me show you again. Like you have 4 buffs. Oh, sorry, I already have it done. So maybe let me wait for it to okay, and I reset my cooldown. So the best way of the casting is like while you have 4 stacks of flowing music, 8 direction, note melody, mirror heart. Okay, like this. Another thing is that this micro operation is not quite important in ice melody, but extremely important in ice standard. Is that the heat of your mirror damage will only be triggered at the time you do a damage. You do a damage by yourself. So that means you have to like keep doing damage to have your mirror heart hit triggered as soon as possible. But during your casting, your singing of note melody, you are not doing any damage, right? While you are casting ice one or fire one itself, the ice one and fire one itself is doing continuous damage, but note melody is not. So the solution to it is like you save, you accumulate some of your like instant ice 2 and have your mirror heart on. Then while you are singing your note melody, in this scene you cast your like instant ice 2. Okay, so that is the solution. So above are all those details you need to like know. You need to like pay attention to during your rotation. So then is the starting. So I will just show you starting once. It's not quite complicating compared with the ice melody start. So I guess you can like figure it out through my demonstration. And if you have any questions, any problems, just leave them in the comments and I will reply to them later tomorrow. Okay, so before going to the battle, let us like well, let us make a countdown. So which is normally used in like reading embossing. Okay, so countdown. Well, let me change to 41 haste. Okay, countdown. At around 7 seconds, thunder, 8 directions. So you get a 8 direction buff in advance. Mirror Heart, Ice One, Fire Song. Hey, sorry, I forgot to use my 8 directions. Okay. Maybe it's caused by the delay. I should cast my 8 directions before my melody. So let me show you again. Okay, so countdown. Such network fluctuation. Mirror Heart, Ice One, Fire Song, next Ice One, Note Melody, 8 directions. So delay. I'm so lag. Well, but I guess you can see what I would like to show you. Like, yeah. Okay, so that is the Ice Thunder. I don't have much time today. It's not quite in detail. Later, if I have time, I will make some video regarding the more detailed operations of both Ice Melody and Ice Thunder. So thank you for watching today, and sorry for the, well, such a simple and incomplete video. See you later. Yeah.